This year marks the 10th year of SBA celebrating America's veteran small business owners. My name is Ron Brunner, Lead Business Opportunity Specialist and Veteran Small Business Officer with the Small Business Administration's South Florida District Office. I will be your host for today's event, along with Natalie Hall. Natalie Hall is an Economic Development Specialist with the North Florida District Office. She is the Veteran Small Business Officer for North Florida. Today, we also have with us Jack Bengio from the Veterans Business Outreach Center, or VBOC, who will be providing you some additional information and resources on the great things that they have to offer veterans. We also have our primary speaker, CJ Castro, Area Manager and Lender Guru, with us from the SBA South Florida District Office as well. So we have a great event planned this afternoon that we think everyone will take something away to be able to further their business and finding it, whether it's finding additional resources and also, getting that capital for your small business that you need to progress and grow it. But I'd like to be the first person to wish you all a happy Veterans or Armistice Day, and thank you for your service to our country. Many of you have done some incredible things in the military during your time in service and continue to do so with your support from your firms that provide the military and public through the services you offer. With that, I'd like to go ahead and turn it over to Miss Natalie Hall.
Thank you, Ron. Again, thank you for your service. And I also want to thank the spouses for the job that you do holding it down on the home front. And again, welcome to National Veteran Small Business Week. This is day 2 of the week that we are recognizing our veterans and spouses for the great job that you will and are continuously doing. As Ron mentioned, today is Access to Capital, where we will be sharing some great information to you guys regarding funding, SBA programs and services really quick. There's a quick overview we're going to share with you guys for those of you that's not familiar with SBA, and you will also hear directly from our resource that was created specifically for our military community, the representative Jack Bengio from the Veterans Business Outreach Center. As Ron mentioned, I'm with the North Florida District Office. We cover 43 counties, starting from the Panhandle up to Orlando. Everything outside of that would be South Florida District Office. My district office is ran by the direction of Janelle Hine, who is the district director, and the deputy district director, Jeff Salsa. Again, and they thank you as well for attending an event, and thank you for their service. So thank you, Ron, for passing the mic to me. So you want to go ahead and just dive in and do the quick overview of SBA, and then we'll turn it over to Jack.
That sounds good. First, we'll kind of go over our agenda here so everybody can see how the day is going to kind of unfold here. Got our opening remarks, SBA programs and services. Then Jack will kick it off with information about the VBOC, and then we'll get into the Access to Capital with CJ. All right, and with that, so the National Veterans Small Business Week 23 theme is 10 years. It's 10 years in celebrating America's veterans, veteran small businesses, and military spouse business owners. During this week, the SBA district offices and local resource partners plan to celebrate optimistic and a reflective tone while focusing on SBA's history of supporting the military small business community, celebrating National Veteran Small Business Week's 10th anniversary and the long-standing importance of military entrepreneurs to the nation's economy. The National Veteran Small Business Week 23 is celebrating the history of military community entrepreneurship with highlighting the breadth of free to low-cost resources SBA and its partners offer to veteran service members, including National Guard or Reserve members and military spouse small business owners locally and nationwide. U.S. Small Business Administration helps Americans start, build, and grow businesses. Since its founding, the SBA has delivered millions of loans, loan guarantees, contracts, counseling sessions, and other forms of assistance to small businesses. One of the key areas of focus in my area is government contracting, right? So the government is considered one of the world's largest buyers. Purchases by military and civilian installations amount to nearly $1 trillion a year. The government's procurement policy, which encourages prime and subcontracting opportunities for small businesses, is a catalyst for economic growth. Federal statute defines government-wide prime contracting goals, which represent a primary tool in helping small firms be considered for government contracts. The current government-wide procurement goal is at least 23% of all federal contracting dollars. Their goal is to award 3% of all federal contracts to service-disabled veteran-owned small businesses each year. In fact, the SDVOSBs received 4.6% of all federal contracting dollars in 2022. Government contracting offers tremendous financial opportunities for veteran-owned small businesses, but it can be difficult to compete in the federal marketplace. The SBA and its local resource network help set veteran entrepreneurs up for success no matter where they are in their government contracting journey, whether they're just starting out or ready to expand their services within the federal government sector. Veteran small businesses can compete for set-aside contracts at the VA through the Veterans First Contracting Program. Businesses must be verified as a VOSB or SDVOSB to participate and must receive their verification through SBA's Vet Cert program. The federal government has specified annual prime contracting goals for designated small businesses through its targeted set-aside acquisition goals. 5% to small disadvantaged businesses, or the 8A program, 5% to the women-owned small business program, 3% to Hub Zone, or historically underutilized areas. And then lastly, as discussed earlier, the 3% for service-disabled veteran-owned small businesses. The SBA Office of Government Contracting and Business Development Vet Cert, VOSB, and SDVOSB certification, and National Center for Veterans Institute procurement or other additional great resources. Of the 4 contracting certifications, the 8A Business Development Certification is probably the most popular and sought after because it helps provide a level playing field for small businesses owned by socially and economically disadvantaged people or entities. The government limits competition for certain contracts to businesses that participate in the 8A Business Development Program. In addition, SBA also offers lending and access to capital, right? If your business needs a business loan to start, grow, and or expand, the SBA's loan programs are designed with a unique need for small businesses in mind: longer repayment terms, lower payments, and no repayment penalties that give you the flexibility you need to grow your business while meeting your financial obligations. The SBA loan guarantees make it possible for many small businesses to access the capital they need to start, grow, expand their businesses. These loans include the 7A, 504, and microloans, of which we'll get into a little later in the presentation that CJ elaborate on. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Natalie for the other 2 additional resources that SBA offers.
Okay, thank you, Ron. So Ron shared the information pertaining to the contracting piece. And as you know, CJ is going to deliver the information on access to capital. So the resource partners. So SBA has resource partners that we do partly fund, and they're basically the counseling arms to the agency. So the Veterans Business Outreach Center is one of them. I'm not going to talk about that to steal the thunder, because we have Jack Fengio with the Veterans Business Outreach Center. VBOC is what we call them for short. He's going to get on and share some great information about the programs and services that's offered. So the first one you see is Veteran Institute for Procurement. That's actually a program that's, powered by SBA. What it is a program for individuals that's looking to tap into the contracting arena, those businesses that are already in the contracting arena looking to grow. That's a national program that is held in Baltimore, Maryland. So any small business owner that's interested, and you have to already be in business, but looking to tap into the contracting arena, VIP program is a great start. So that small business owner does have to get him or herself to Baltimore, Maryland, there and back, and everything else would be no cost. So all the training takes place in the Baltimore, Maryland area, and it is a national program. It's a great program, again, for those small business owners that want to either start in the contracting arena area or grow. And there's also some other programs that VIP program offers as well. That information can be found by going to nationalvip.org. Of course, it would be www.nationalvip.org. And again, it is a great program for those small businesses looking to start grow into the federal contracting arena. So next up will be SCORE. SCORE is one of SBA resource partners that does provide no-cost business mentoring as well as counseling to those individuals looking to start or grow a small business. Right here in the state of Florida, North Florida has their different SCORE chapters as well as South Florida. But regardless where someone sits around the country, they can get access to a SCORE mentor by going to www.score.org, and it's going to let you navigate to the area to where you're located, so that way you can attach yourself to your local SCORE office. SCORE tagline is for the life of your business. The mentors that are with SCORE are volunteer. Some of them today still run their own small business. Some have since sold their business, and some come from large corporations to come and connect themselves with SCORE. It's a volunteer-based organization, and that's basically their way of giving back. So anyone that's looking to work with SCORE or either one of the resource partners, by going to score.org is where, again, you can position yourself so you can begin to schedule an appointment to begin to work with a SCORE mentor so they can help you to either start or grow your small business at no cost. You're paying taxes, so you are already paying for it. The next one is the Small Business Development Center. SBDC provides the same support, no cost business mentoring and counseling, there to help a business start, grow, expand, as well as recover as well. Again, SCORE, along with SBDC, the VBOC, and our Women's Business Center, skipping around a little bit, all of them put on a host of workshops and trainings January through December. And just to let you know, some may be free, some may have a small fee to attend, some are in person, and some are online. Again, it's going to be totally up to you who you want to work with. SCORE has been a resource partner with SBA a little over 50 years. SBDC, the Small Business Development Center, a little over 30 years. And again, they provide that support, and it's going to be totally up to that individual with who they want to work with. The next one would be WBC, which is the Women's Business Center. So here in the North Florida District Office, we have the Jacksonville Women's Business Center. The Miami District Office, I want to say, has 2 Women's Business Centers in their location. Again, depending where you are located, you can access your local Women's Business Center to work with them. So if there's a female and she has a business partner who is a male, both of them could utilize the programs and services that's offered through their Women's Business Center. We don't discriminate. Again, we're there to assist those individuals that's looking to either start or grow a small business. And we have another resource, which is the Procurement Technical Assistance Center. That name will, begin to change around, but that's a resource for those individuals that's looking to get into the contracting arena. So if you're starting a business, growing a business, and you want to take your business to the next level, again, that government contracting is a great way to do that. And that resource, the Procurement Technical Assistance Center, which we call PTAC for short, is there to assist you. These slides will be shared with you guys. Also, this event is being recorded, so you can go back and revisit. So that way you'll have access to get to those links to learn about those resources. And again, anyone that works with any of the resource partners, whether it be the Veterans Business Outreach Center, SCORE, the Women's Business Center, or the Small Business Development Center, you're still receiving support through the Small Business Administration. So without our resource partners, we can't do what we need to do. On the funding side, even though CJ is going to go and give you some great information with that, our same resource partners can help those individuals to get bank ready, because a lot of times individuals may have a business idea but don't know what next step to take, how to structure your business. Will it be an LLC, sole proprietor? So we have the resource partners that can assist you with that. If you need funding, you don't know how to pull together that business plan, financials, projections, other supporting documents that is needed, the resource partners are there to assist you. I like to tell individuals the resource partners are not there to take your information and pass it on to someone else. We just want to make sure if you're going to invest your time and money into starting or growing a business, that you can be successful, help your communities, and at the end of the day, create jobs. So again, the resources are here for you. They're available to you. And outside of SCORE SBDC, the Women's Business Center, and the Veterans Business Outreach Center, you have your local district offices. So you have your South Florida district office and your North Florida district office as a resource as well. Again, we just want to make sure that you know the resources that's available to you. So whichever turn you're going to make within your business, whether you're starting or growing, you know that there is support for you. And don't be afraid to ask questions. That's why we're there. If you're working with someone and you're not sharing what is keeping you up every night, 2 o'clock in the morning, because you can't get past something that's going on in your business, let us assist you. We're not going to tell you who to work with. I generally tell the individuals about the 4 resource partners, VBOC, SCORE, SBDC, and the Women's Business Center, and say, hey, look at everyone's website. Whoever you feel that connection with, then that's who you're going to reach out to directly so they can assist you. And while you're on the website, you're also able to schedule that appointment there. And those appointments could be in person or they could be online. So it's going to be totally up to the individual. So that's the information regarding the SBA resource partners. So again, if you're looking to either start that business, grow that business, expand and recover, you have the support by way of working with one of the SBA resource partners. So on the disaster side, CJ, are you going to talk about disaster? No. A little bit? No. A little bit? Okay. So I'm going to leave that. Okay, so I'll leave that for CJ, but SBA does have a disaster loan program that is offered. So when CJ sharing the information on access to capital, he will include that as well. So that's basically the information regarding SBA resource partners. Ron, was there something that I left out? Because I just get excited when I start talking.
Yeah, hey, no, great job, Natalie. And I think now would be a great entrance for Jack to come in and tell us all about the VBOC. Because he is one of our lead, business resource partners. So, and Jack, go ahead and take it away, sir. I think you're still on mute. If we can, yeah. Yeah, you're still muted.
Hit your microphone.
Still muted. Let's see if he takes it. You might need to adjust the microphone. Take a look at the microphone on your settings on your actual laptop or computer itself. Still nothing, Jack.
And let me just say, if we can't get Jack for his mic to work, we might have to have Jack to call in, and then we can manually do the slides for him. I can get that information sent, so that way we can keep running through with the program. Can we go ahead and jump to CJ, and then we can come back to you, Jack? Does that work for you, Jack? Okay, I'll make sure I'll get the phone number to you so you can call in. But right now, we're going to continue to roll along. Things happen. This is what happens when you're in the business, starting a business. Things happen, but you must keep it going. So with that being said, we're going to turn it over to CJ. And after CJ's presentation, right before the Q&A, we're going to let Jack share the great information about VBOC.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Ron. I'm gonna stop sharing my camera and take control so I can share my screen here. And there we go. Can you see my screen? Oh, it wasn't accepted. Hold on.
Not yet.
That's weird. I can't. The share button isn't illuminated. You may have to bump me up to a presenter, maybe.
Do you see an up arrow or X?
There we go.
There it goes. I got it now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Come on. Can you see me now? Oh, can you see the backdrop now?
Yes.
On my screen.
We see,
okay.
we see all those icons that you have on your desktop. How do you work like that? No, I'm kidding.
Hold on. I'm gonna put you down here somewhere. Okay, there we go. Oh, wait a minute. Can you see it now? Or is it?
So we're seeing the presenter view.
Okay, there you go. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome.
All right. Well, welcome everyone. Glad to be here. Proud to be here. SBA is celebrating 70 years in existence. We're the only entity, federal government entity that provides long-term financing for small business owners and entrepreneurs. But welcome. Again, very proud to be here for this program. Please note that this is for educational. This session is for educational purposes and not for attribution. Reporters can contact the closest district office for an interview. In the event of any inconsistencies between this presentation and any other official guidance released, the official guidance always governs. Okay, let's get over that. Okay. Oh, by the way, if you have any questions, please go in the chat as I'm presenting or anyone else is presenting, and put your question in the chat, and we'll get back to it and we'll answer at the end of the presentation. Okay, here we go. And yes, you're going to get copies of. If you reach out to us, we'll get you copies of this presentation, so you get the full impact of all the hot links and information directly to you. Quick facts about the SBA. SBA does not make commercial loans directly to the small business owner or entrepreneur. SBA does not lend directly to small businesses. The only time they do that is during a declared disaster. SBA loan programs are loan guarantees that are designed to reduce traditional lender risk and make it easier for small business owners to get the financing they need. You may not need an SBA guarantee, and if that's the case, that's great. But as a commercial lender in the past, when I was a commercial lender, the SBA programs allowed me to entertain and grant more loan requests and approve more loan requests as I became more proficient in SBA lending. So it allowed the bank to feel more comfortable in lending into new businesses or businesses that didn't have a proven historical cash flow. And it allowed most lenders to better serve their communities through our programs by mitigating a lot of the risk associated with making a loan to an individual that didn't have either the right collateral or not enough collateral, or the business just didn't have the financial backing that a bank would normally like to see. Again, SBA only makes direct loans in the case of businesses and homeowners and even renters only during a recovering or when there's a disaster in the area and they're recovering from the disaster. They help survivors basically mitigate some of the loss that they incurred through a direct long-term loan. They'll go up to $2 million for an equity and economic injury disaster loan, up to $500,000 with a home loan, and up to $100,000 for personal property. So that's the only time that SBA makes any type of direct loan. So I usually get about 15 phone calls a day asking me for a loan. You don't come to us, and I'll get to it in a little bit on that. Standard loan relationships, basically, between the lender and borrower. The lender basically provides the capital to the borrower, but accepts the risk associated with that agreement. So the borrower just goes back to the lender, either credit union, micro lender, or a regular commercial bank, and they make the application with a commercial lender or a business banker or an SBA lender. When a SBA comes into play when after an assessment happens, basically the underwriting process, the prospect borrower project does not fall under a lender's regular lending policy. So they look onto SBA for a guarantee to make that loan, to help them negotiate that risk. Under these circumstances, the lender can ask SBA for a guarantee on the loan to the small business in exchange for a guarantee fee and the following SBA guide, as long as they follow the SBA guidelines. These SBA-backed loans encourage lenders to grant credit that otherwise wouldn't be available on reasonable terms and conditions. SBA guaranteed loans generally have rates and fees that are comparable to non-guaranteed loans. SBA only makes direct loans in the case of businesses. Again, during disaster, that's the only time that you can come to the SBA directly, which is our wonderful friends over at ODRR, which is Office of Disaster Recovery and Resilience. Yeah, there you go. They just recently changed their name this year, so I'm still trying to get used to it. Okay, why do lenders use SBA guarantees? With all its complexities, you may be wondering why lenders continue to use SBA guarantees. Well, there's several good reasons. Lenders may want to go longer on maturity than it can normally provide, basically making it a little bit more affordable for you to pay back the loan. There can be a collateral shortfall, or if it might not be the right type of collateral. So the SBA, even though the lender is not looking at your collateral for repayment, they use that as security in case something does go wrong with your ability to pay. But most lenders are looking at cash flow. Cash flow is king. Cash flow is what pays back the loan, and they basically want to make sure that you can afford it. It's part of their fiduciary responsibility to give you a loan that you can afford and not try to hinder your process in any way, shape, or form. And again, like Natalie said, ask questions. These guys are experts. Ask questions. Go to our resource partners, and we usually call them our resource partners, like the SBDC, the SCORE chapters, and the VBOC. They are also your resource partners. So consider them your resource partners as well, even though we refer to them as our resource partners. SBA guarantees also provides funding opportunities for small business startups, ownership changes, or businesses with generally higher turnover. And you may want to participate in the second. Also, lender may also want to participate in the secondary market to increase your institution's income opportunities by selling your loan on the investment market. Okay, the loan guarantee process. This is how it goes. The loan making process, you basically go see a commercial lender, and that's really important. You have to make an appointment with a commercial lender or a business banker or an SBA lender, and it'll provide. If you do this, you avoid a lot of headaches, a lot of issues along the line where you have to repeat yourself. Get your business plan put together, get your projections put together. If you don't have an existing business, they're going to want to know how are you going to pay back the loan. So meet up with an SBDC or SCORE chapter or even a VBOC. Get your projections in line, get all your ducks in line before you go to a lender. Become lender ready. Make sure that you have the answers for the potential questions that a lender is going to ask you. So the better you're prepared, the better your success rate in obtaining financing is going to be. Let's see. The SBA authorizes the lender can decide to proceed with the project with a guarantee from the SBA. I know as a longtime lender, halfway through my career, I became a better lender after I learned about the SBA products. Half of the loans that I denied, I went back, if they were still available, I went back and I could have done a lot more loans if I knew about SBA. So my recommendation is always go to your lender that you personally have a financial relationship with. Go to them first. And if they're not interested in your type of loan, then reach out to the SBC, reach out to one of our resource partners and find out who's lending in your area. Reach out to the SBA. We'll tell you who's heavily lending in your area and your best chances of getting finance. Lenders certify that they are not able to make the loan unless an SBA guarantee is utilized, and all the underwriting is completed by the commercial lender, who can decide what guarantee program might be best for your situation. And that's important. I'm going to go over some types of loans, but you don't have to remember that. Your lender is going to be proficient in determining what program is best for you. There's basically two types of lenders out there. There's an SBA lender that has non-delegated authority that they basically will send all their loans to the Loan Guarantee Processing Center, and they'll be completed in-house in the SBA and underwritten there. They will have basic authority. A loan authorization will be sent out to the lender so they could close the loan. And the other case is when the lender has delegated authority, and they're basically called PLP status, where they process the loan, they underwrite the loan, that they have authority to approve the loan. All they do is reach out to the LGPC, or the Loan Guarantee Processing Center, and get a guarantee number. So they kind of do everything, but once they're approved, the loan authorization is prepared, which outlines the terms and conditions of the loan guarantee. Then the loan is dispersed through the bank according to the authorization. So those are the two: non-delegated authority and delegated authority. One is a little faster, of course. The delegated authority can be done a little quicker than the non-delegated authority, but pretty much they're both the same. Let's talk about some of the mandatory requirements of these type of loan guarantees. To be eligible, small business needs to be in operation, organized for profit, located in the United States or in one of its territories, and is a small business. It's basically categorized as a small business determined by the SBA. Businesses are categorized by the NAICS codes. That is basically the National American Industry Classification System. Also, as of August 1st of 2023, SBA started a compliance verification process, basically to better serve the community and better serve the lenders, and basically determining if the loan is eligible or not. So anytime the SBA does anything with our SOP, which is our standard operating procedure manual, it's basically to become more inclusive, to allow these guarantee programs to reach more people and finance more individuals. I know there's a big there's a huge push to get the smaller dollar amounts guaranteed and pushed out faster, and do more of that type of lending. SBA has a restriction on the use of proceeds, like every other program. Loan proceeds may not be used for the payment, distribution, or loan to an associate of the applicant, except for compensation for services actually rendered. Loans to the applicant for an ineligible affiliated business, refinancing of debt owed to an SBIC, which is a small business investment company, or a new market venture, capital company. They cannot be used, proceeds cannot be used for floor planning, which back when I was lending, I used to hate that type of lending because it was you had to go out to a used car lot and count the cars and basically compare the VIN numbers, and it was a long process. It usually took about half a day to get everything done. But you can't do that under the SBA as well. SBA will not permit investments in real estate or personal property to acquire for sale, lease, or investment. Basically, that's a passive income entity where you have to have hands-on and have your assets at risk for it not to be a passive enterprise. Payments, you cannot pay your delinquent taxes as listed here, but can be permitted if there is an approved payment arrangement with the IRS and payments are current and final. SBA loans cannot finance a relocation of business out of the community if there will be a reduction of 1/3 of the jobs or substantial increase in unemployment. There's basically 3 types, flagship type loan categories that the SBA have. Most businesses loans are done through the private section, and these are the 7A loans. Excuse me, 7A loans that the SBA will give a guarantee to the lenders. Go from 50% up to 80% in some cases. And SBA doesn't lend. Again, SBA doesn't lend money directly. SBA provides a guarantee to pre-approved lenders. That guarantee makes lenders more willing to loan to you. Under the 7A loan guarantee program, there are several subcategories that vary by maximum loan amounts and percentage by the of the guarantee itself. Under the 504 loan program, it provides a competitive fixed rate mortgage financing through a third party or local lender, and the SBA certified development companies for periods of between 10, 20, or 25 years, depending on the actual project. You may only need to bring 10% of the total loan amount to the table, making the combined financing more affordable to you, and that's inclusive of all the soft costs, permitting, everything that you have to do if you're building a building, your architectural plans, so on and so forth. The entire project, as well as potential working capital that you may need to start your business and not worry about, to keep the lights on or paying the insurance and so on, paying your people. That is also inclusive in a 504 program that can help you manage a better financing package. And right now, the 504 program, even though Wall Street Journal Prime is at 8.5%, which is last year was 4.25%. Now it's more than doubled. The average interest rate for a 504, I saw it about 2 weeks ago, it was like 7.1 or 7.2, somewhere around there, which is still pretty amazing and amazingly affordable still. So that's a great program. It's one of our flagship programs that that I personally push because it meets a lot of it has a lot of demand out there. And if you don't know about it, reach out to your SBDC partners or VBOCs. They will help you. Reach out to our offices. We'll help you with that. Or you could just reach out to the CDC companies that's in your area, and they will help you navigate. They'll tell you what is eligible and what's not eligible. They're great resources. These guys, that's all they do all day long. There are also loan programs geared towards international trade, where we provide the bank up to a 90% guarantee for those type of loans. We love it when a company exports our product because it's good for the country, it's good for you, it's good for business. It basically opens up more doors and a new stream of business for you as an entrepreneur. Your SBA lender can match you with the right loan guarantee type. They basically know this. A good lender will know how to direct you and get you to the right loan that you may need for your business to grow. There are certain types of loans. 7A loans are maximum. For the 7A standard loan is $5 million. SBA Express and Vet Express are up to $500,000. Our Community Advantage, which is designed for the underserved markets and a more streamlined process to help the less the harder loans to get done, can reach out to Community Advantage lenders, and they will provide counseling, and they will also help you with that process in finance and finding new financing opportunities through these Community Advantage program. We also have 7A small loans, which are up to $500,000, and right now, up to $1 million, there are no fees being charged by the SBA for these loans. So up to, if you're needing a $1 million loan or less, there are no fees associated with those loans. SBA International Trade, as I mentioned, we have export working capital. That's up to also to $5 million. And also a wonderful program, which is our CAP line, which is the revolving lines of credit, which is a short-term working capital line. If you're financing accounts receivables, or you're seasonal, or you just basically need it's basically a revolving line that you can pay back, and the availability is still available to you after you pay back, and it can be out there for 5 to 10 years. The 504 program, this is how it's usually structured. The 504 loan program is pretty different. It provides long-term fixed rate financing for major fixed assets that promote business growth and job creation. But what does that mean? If you have a business project for which you need a longer repayment term because you're purchasing a major fixed asset or real estate, the 504 is a good option. Repayment terms can go up to 25 years. 504 loans are available through the CDCs, which are the Certified Development Corporations, SBA's community-based partners who regulate nonprofits and promote economic development within their communities. CDCs are certified and regulated by the SBA. The maximum loan amount for the 504 program is $5.5 million. For certain energy projects, the borrower can provide can receive a 504 loan for up to $5.5 per project for up to 3 projects, not to exceed $16.5 million total, and it's all guaranteed by the SBA. Export loans. Here we go. Exporters often find it hard to get loans for things like day-to-day operations, advance orders with suppliers, and refinancing for existing debt related to international buyers. SBA has a suite of 3 export loan guarantee programs. The Export Express lenders can directly underwrite a loan without getting prior approval from the SBA, allowing you to get capital quickly. And loans are typically approved within 36 hours and can be up to $500,000. SBA export lenders also offer export working capital loans, which allow small business owners to apply for loans in advance of finalizing an export sale or contract, giving exporters greater flexibility in negotiating export payment terms. These loans can be up to $5 million, and the turnaround time usually between 5 to 10 business days. Additionally, the small business can apply for international trade loans for help entering international trade markets and marketing investments to compete with other foreign sellers globally. These loans offer a combination of fixed assets, working capital, financing, and debt refinancing, with SBA's maximum guarantee of 90% on the total loan amount, and the maximum loan is up to $5 million in total financing. Microloans. I am particularly proud of this program. This helps a lot of folks that are just basically new to creating a small business. The microloan program is designed for individuals that don't have access to normal financing. These guys are great. They provide a lot of technical assistance. SBA has expanded this program recently and has made changes to the program to make it more user-friendly and ultimately be able to finance more entrepreneurs. SBA also works with approved community-based lenders to offer the microloan nationwide, which go up to $50,000. Microloans are geared towards riskier businesses. While a microloan could have slightly higher interest rates, they can help small businesses get their foot in the door with financing. And a positive record with a micro lender can open up other financing options in the future. Microloans have competitive terms, normally lower down payments, flexible overhead requirements, and offer technical assistance and services like getting up accounting systems for the borrowers. And to find an authorized microlender near you, you can click on the link when you get this presentation under microloans and see who's out there that can help you if you're looking for a microloan. CDFIs. This is another great way the SBA has promoted expanding their mission and providing financing for the small business owners. CDFIs are basically community development financial institutions that are set up to deliver affordable lending in divested communities, basically underserved communities. They leverage funding from public and private sources to finance small businesses in their coverage areas. There is a link to a CDFI locator on the screen. In addition, many CDFIs also provide technical assistance like special assistance for marketing. Let's see, investment companies. In addition to provide to private angel and venture capital networks, businesses can also secure capital from small business investment companies or SBICs. An SBIC is a privately owned company that has agreed to be licensed and regulated by the SBA. Those SBICs then use their private funding also with the SBA-backed funding to invest in small businesses. This is basically for for those businesses with a strong financial performance. You have to be in business and you have to have strong financial income statements to get this type of assistance. So this is basically for more of a company that has been out there for a couple of years. Very, very important. If you take anything away from today's presentation, there's a lot of predatory lenders out there, and I always encourage folks to go out to, if you're looking for financing, go out to the lender that you normally have your account with, your personal account. Talk to them, but make sure you speak to a business banker or commercial lender or an SBA lender. Find out what their hot buttons are. If they're looking, if they're doing financing for new companies or your type of business or your type of industry, do they understand your industry? Consider talking to your bank first or your credit union. They know you. You already have established a relationship with them, and they take that into account. One of the first, when I was a credit policy officer, one of the first questions I asked one of my lenders, do they have an account with us, and how long had they been with our bank? And that went a long way with me in approving loans. So when I did this long time ago, about 100 years ago, consider talking to your bank way ahead of time before you need to make a loan. You can ask your local SBA or SBA resource partner about active SBA lenders in the area. SBA also offers lender match program through our lender match through SBA.gov, and you can put in your information, and lenders will reach out to you to see if that's a deal that they want to entertain and find out more about. We also have a list of the 100 most active SBA 7(a) lenders. You can reach out to us or go directly to our website and get that information directly. Beware, please, 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 please beware. This is another, and I hate going into my little stories, but this one's kind of important. Someone called me up a couple months ago and asked me about, basically told me, CJ, I need your help. It looks like I got a $60,000 loan. I thought it was 4.5%, and my payment was going to be about $400. And after they signed papers and they did everything, the payment was a weekly payment, and that 4.5% was also a weekly interest rate. Ultimately, they signed up for a 22.5% loan with a $1,600 monthly payment. So when you're online and you're looking for a loan online, I know it's easy doing it that way. It saves a lot of gas mileage money going from, if you're doing it from home or you're doing it from the office. It may not be the best practice. There's a lot of predatory platforms out there. I went to the platform that this guy looked at. I was amazed because when I first looked at it, it's exactly what he told me it was. He thought it was 4.5%, $400 loan or a monthly loan payment. And if you read the fine print, it said biweekly, and it's every week. It was a weekly payment. So it's easy to get confused. I do this every day. I was almost fooled by the way they had their platform, their web page set up. So be aware. If it's easy, most likely it's going to have higher interest rates. It's going to have fees associated with it, up to 5% of the loan value. It doesn't disclose the annual percentage rate up front sometimes. It doesn't disclose full payment schedules. If they ask you to lie on paperwork, run away. If they ask you to leave signature boxes blank, also run away. Don't get involved with this type of lending that will cost you a lot more money down the road. If you have any questions with any type of a proposal that a lender sends you, reach out to the SBAC, reach out to one of your resource partners, which is our resource partners, and they'll help you negotiate, or help you not negotiate, but they'll help you understand what they're offering you. As I mentioned, SBA resource partners and also your resource partners. We have the SBDC, which are great partners. We have the Women's Business Centers, which are phenomenal partners. SCORE chapters, I'm a big fan of SCORE chapters. And of course, our VBOC, which hopefully we'll hear from them in a little bit. And also we have the Community Navigator Pilot Program that can assist you with future financing needs. Do we have any questions?
Yes, I have a question. So for which one would you recommend for franchising? Like
franchise is a little bit of a special niche, because franchises, lots of banks like franchise lending because they package everything together. They put your business plan together, they put projections together, they'll do your advertising for you, and of course you're paying for that. But lenders like to see that because it's a proven working model, and depending on the franchise that you opt to buy, or some franchises, some lenders like one type of franchise versus the other. Every lender is different. Every lender has different buckets, and they will lend up to that. They feel that that bucket is full, then they stop lending for that type of industry. And it's true. And I know when I was a lender, that window or that bucket either became smaller or bigger day by day sometimes. So your best guess is, or your best my best recommendation is ask the lender that you're working with, what's their appetite on franchise lending. And if it's if it's a restaurant or hospitality, something like that, some lenders do a better job than others. when I was a lender, I financed shrimp boats, which no one else wanted to touch. But I did shrimp boats and I did them all day long. It was a wonderful thing. I did several franchises, which I felt comfortable because I understood the franchising market. SBA is a champion with as franchise lending. We love franchise lending because it is a proven model and you have such huge support from the franchisor, and that also adds value as well as strength with your request for financing.
Thank you.
My pleasure. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Okay.
Yeah, feel free to continue to ask questions.
Yeah,
while we
that's
got
what
them on. Just come up, yeah, and ask. So while you have them, we've got plenty of time here.
while you have me. Okay.
Yeah, while you have them. So
yeah, I'm here. You know, I've been a lender for a long time, and for 33 years, I was a bank regulator for 5 years after that. So, and I've been with the SBA for about 11 years. I'm a very old man, but I have a lot of history and a lot of stories. If you have any questions, you can either put it in the chat, and I'll go to the chat right now to see if there's anything in there. If you're shy, you can just ask the question right in the chat, and we'll be glad to help you. And I don't see any questions in the chat, so
I thought someone was typing something in the chat, but we can't see you if your camera is not on. So don't be shy. Only thing we could do is hear your voice. So go ahead and ask away.
And there is no wrong question, believe me. Okay, so I know it's a little intimidating out there when you're looking for financing. To get ahead of it, to feel more confident, what you want to do is just like if you're going out shopping for a car, you know, go out to several banks and ask them questions. Make an appointment with a commercial lender or a business banker or an SBA lender, and make an appointment with them. And you don't want to ask them for money right away. You want to ask them questions on, you know, and make them earn your business, basically. These guys, everyone that you talk to, they're incentivized on making loans. So remember that. So if you make it easier for them to where by providing them with a business plan, projections, things that they can use for their underwriting process, it's going to be beneficial for you at the end, because I know when I received a business plan, I plagiarized the hell out of that plan and made it. I made it part of my underwriting. So it made my job easier to convince the underwriting authorities that had the approval on approving loans, easier to understand what you were asking for, how you were going to pay us back, and what was the concept of your business, and how viable, you know, did you take into account the competition in your area? And you may not know the competition in your area, but your resource partners will. So, Jack, you got your hand up. Go ahead, open up your mic.
I think I'm on mute.
No,
That's
you're
awesome.
talking. I can hear you now.
Oh, right. So did you use B plans when you were talking about, you plagiarized the heck out of a business plan?
Oh, absolutely.
Plans?
Yes. Matter of fact, all the information that I needed, because I had to write a story. Anytime you go for a commercial lender has to write they have to do their credit memo, and the credit memo, you know, starts with the basically the application, the name of the business, but the body of the underwriting tells you the history and what the makeup is. I also included the resume of the entrepreneur in my write-up because that was part of their business plan. And most banks right now, you know, of course, they look at your credit rating, you know, and if you have issues with the credit, reach out to the SBDC, reach out to our resource partners. They'll help you with that as well. But now, as the economy gets a little dicier and a little bit more iffier, banks are looking at the experience that you have. So if you fail to put your experience in the project that you want to get financed, that's another way they could deny you. So your business plan, make sure you put your resume in there. Make sure you put in everything that's favorable. They'll highlight your experience within that type of industry. So it's extremely important to write a good business plan, especially if depending on the dollar amount, of course. You want to be a little bit more in depth if you're looking for more than $1 million. And even now in these days, even if you're looking for more than $500,000, you want to make it as easy as possible for that lender to gather the information they need to reach a favorable decision on your part.
Okay, so I want to come on camera because CJ, I need you to say it again. You mentioned that the individuals need to go in and start having those conversations. I think a lot of times individuals forget that, and because we get those calls. So you do have to work with those lending institutions. Don't wait until you need the money to start having those conversations. Stop going through that drive-through, get out the car and go in and meet with your banker to find out. You might already have a relationship by way of a mortgage or a car note, but now it's on the business side. Find out, as CJ mentioned, if your bank has the appetite for that. So that's going to help you with that process. If you don't know how to begin to pull that business plan together, we have VBOC, SCORE, the Women's Business Center, and the Small Business Development Center. You guys are not alone. So I do, sorry, CJ, but it's when I heard you say that, I'm like, oh my God, that's so important. Individuals tend to forget that you have to build that relationship. We had a lender one time to tell us, you want to have that relationship where you have that lender in your phone, okay? Because they are not going to have the same appetite. So you want to build those relationships starting now. So
Absolutely true. Absolutely. And one thing I got to remember, it's always easier to get financing when you don't need it. So, I remember a guy that was doing a bang up business, needed a revolving line of credit, and he started paying things late. Had a great business, but couldn't get financing because he kept on paying everything late. So get ahead of it, plan. That business plan is basically your roadmap to success, and you want to dust off that that business plan even after you get financing. You want to dust off that business plan at least once a month and look at it. See which way you're going. If you're heading in the right direction, or if there's changes that need to be made. So your business plan is an important plan. It's a living plan. And our resource partners will help you along the way.
okay. So again, still you guys have a couple of minutes. Do you have any more questions for CJ before we turn the mic over to Jack with the Veterans Business Outreach Center?
Hey, Natalie, did we get all of them in the comments or in the
there's
chat?
None. Right. There's none in the
There's one. I have one.
There's one. Okay.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I've started a trucking business roughly 5 months ago, but I'm looking to pick up another truck, but those machines are not cheap. So I'm looking for approximately $250,000, $350,000 loan, which would work best. My truck is currently running in Dallas, Texas, and it's Dong over road. Road trucking as well as long runs. Okay, so I get basically for trucks, wherever you're going to buy the truck from, I would always reach out to them first, because most likely in those cases the dealer is going to have the best deal for you. Okay, and that's from past experiences, personally as well as commercially. So I would reach out to them, see what they have to offer. Most of the time when you buy a truck, they're going to have 17 to 18 different lenders at their disposal, and they are automatically going to know what's the best deal for you. So in that case, you may not need an SBA guarantee. I would go with the lender themselves.
Okay, great. CJ, can we get you to stop sharing? Can I get you to stop?
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Natalie done like seeing herself twice.
Okay.
Right.
I can
I
turn
see
off
someone
the
trying
camera.
to type. I see someone trying to type. So again, we have maybe 2 more minutes before we get ready to turn it over to Jack. So if you want to go ahead and ask your questions, you can unmute your mic to ask the question, plug it in the chat. If you wait till after Jack starts his presentation, we can also look in the chat and answer your question in the chat.
I have
I got another question.
Oh.
Okay.
You can go.
No, mine is easy. It was probably asked at the beginning. Is the material going to be shared or downloadable anywhere? The material that was covered?
We recorded it. So once the event is done and we get the link downloaded, everyone that registered will receive this recording.
Super. Thank you very much.
You
Thank
can
you.
you can mute my voice if you want to.
Okay. Any more questions?
No.
Yeah, how's it going?
Good.
This is Genesis. I'm not sure if you can hear me.
We
Yes,
can.
we can.
Perfect. All right. So the question behind the trucking, I was forecasting the 250 to 350 because I have to keep in mind the working capital. There's a lot of services like EDLs you got to pay for, some of the broker fees, and it'd be easier if I can find dedicated runs. However, that's not always going to be the case. So there's a lot of a lot of outside fees that are involved with it. That's why I was projecting that. I have been working with a VBOC representative who's been helping me along the way. So I do have my business plan set up. I'm one of those guys that did it backwards. So now I'm funding everything myself. However, looking to buy a new vehicle, update the services I can provide. I'm going through the SBA process and I'm doing it correctly the second time.
Okay. In your case, what you're going to need is a working cap line to basically support your accounts receivable, and that working cap line will allow you to pay for a truck immediately, and then you'll have a term out facility, so you could term out that particular truck or equipment right off that line, so it become either a 5-year or 7-year or whatever you negotiate with your bank. But the facility that you want to have is a revolving line of credit, or if it's going to be an SBA product, it's going to be the cap line line of credit that will assist you with your expansion and day-to-day operations.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay, so it is now 3:10. We're not trying to rush you, but you once Jack finished his presentation to give us information on the VBOC, you guys can come back and answer questions. So we're going to put questions on pause for a moment, and I'm going to introduce Jack Bengio, who is with the Veterans Business Outreach Center located here in Florida, so he can share some great information regarding the programs and services that they do offer. So take it away, Jack. You muted. You muted. Unmute.
I'm going to ask if you can allow me to share.
Yes, we want you to share. Yes, we want you to share.
Yes. So if you can allow me sharing privileges. And CJ, I will always remember your name now.
Okay, you see the up arrow where it says share?
Yeah, I've got
Jack.
it. Yes, ma'am.
Just click the up arrow. Yeah.
And tell me if you can see my screen now, folks. Share. And I am going to share my screen. Tell me when you can see that.
We can see it.
Okay, I'm going to take myself off camera for a moment. And I just want to talk, well, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity and this platform to go through. So which screen are we seeing? Are we seeing the Florida Veterans Business Outreach Center?
Yes, can we put it in the slideshow?
Yes, we can. I'm gonna just switch screens. There we go. There we go. So we are the Veterans Business Outreach Center at Gulf Coast State College, and we do assist like a lot of the resource partners that they went through before. Natalie and Ron had spoken about different resource partners. We are a resource partner that you can work with. So we do empower the veteran entrepreneurship in Florida. We are one of the first VBOC, so Veterans Business Outreach Centers in the that started in the United States, and we started in 2013. So we have actually in 2014 and in 2019, under the leadership of our director Brent Peacock, won the VBOC of the year. So really proud of that. So who we are, look at that. This is a new slide. We provide development and services to veteran service members and military spouses who are interested in growing or starting a small business in Florida. So like Natalie said, there are different people out there. There's SCORE, there's WBCs, there are small business development centers. We are the VBOC, and we are here to service our veteran community. So Natalie, like that slide, it's from our new Boots to Business.
Wait a minute, Jack is still on the first slide. I don't know what happened.
Ooh, okay. So we
we
just hit, there we go.
You may have to restart the presentation actually to rearrange the screens, because we're still seeing the actual
right. So if you click
design mode of the
slideshow, right? If you click slideshow, then start from the beginning, so it could be bigger, because we're not seeing it in the like presentation mode. Do you see what shows slideshow at the top?
At the very top.
Yes.
Yes.
If you click that and then start from the beginning, the slides will be bigger. But if it's not going to work, we'll go with this, but we're still seeing the first slide. We're not seeing the new second slide though.
What about now?
No. Are you working with two screens?
I am.
Maybe that's why. So you know what? You may have to manually do something, but it's still stuck on the first slide. Okay,
Oh,
now
there
we see the
changed.
second one. Okay, we see the second one. That is nice. I like that. Who we are.
This is who we are. So we were honored as VBOC of the Year in 2014 and 19. So we offer a lot of the same resources and guidance that some of the resource partners Natalie had mentioned before. So I'm going to just take you to the next slide and what we do. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
All right. So we do business training. We do business plan assistance. So we actually work with, and that's why I asked CJ before we started, I'm like, you know, when you did your business plan, it is a living, growing document always. So we do business plan assistance. We do concept assessments. We also do mentorships. We do feasibility analysis, concept assessments. We do business counseling, and also we will, if we're, like Natalie said, if we're not the right fit for you, we're going to find that right fit for you. Okay, we're gonna turn you over to one of our resource partners. So those are some of the things that we do. So business training, business planning assistance, concept assessments, counseling. So really some excellent services that we provide. And then our main deliverable that we have is what we call entrepreneurship training. And so there are programs that we are facilitating through 16 military installations across the state of Florida. So Boots to Business is what we started with, and that is our boots on the ground 2-day entrepreneurship training. It's a very broad overview of how to get into entrepreneurship. And it's also a program where you're like, is this really for me? But we go through introduction to entrepreneurship. We go through, is this the right opportunity for me? We go into the processes in starting a new business. We go into market research, not really marketing your product, but market research, identifying opportunities. And then we go through the economics of small business. And then we do move into business planning. And we also go into the legal portion of it, as well as going through and talking about how to finance your venture. And that's where somebody like CJ comes in to talk about financing your venture. And then we talk about resource partners again to support you in your efforts. This is our main deliverable at VBOC. So we facilitate boots to businesses, again, all over the state of Florida. We have a new initiative that's been rolled out by SBA, which is the Military Spouse Pathway to Business. Natalie, we have one coming up, don't we?
Yes, sir. We have one coming up next week, the 7th and the 8th. That's right.
Yes.
It's a lot going on. Okay, 2 days.
2 days.
Right. And if there's anyone that wants to register, you still can get online to register. Please send us emails. You can email me and I can get the registration link sent over to you, or you can go directly to the SBA website. But I think it'll be just easier to just send an email, so that way we can get the link sent to you. So that way you can get registered for that 2-day training.
Yes, that 2-day training. And just a little bit of a difference between Boots to Business and military spouse. We know that military spouses are just really the backbone of the family. And really, we want this program to show that businesses can be transportable for our military spouses. And then, of course, we do the Boots to Business reboot. So people who've gone through Boots to Business maybe have stopped and kind of said, well, I'm not sure. We facilitate a Boots to Business reboot where we go in and we have a 2-day program that's just kind of a really broad overview of the Boots to Business program. Natalie, anything you want to add to that?
No, Jack, I want to say you covered it. We just, wanted to just highlight that we do have a special resource for our military community, including the spouses. That's always great that SBA is continuing to implement programs and services for our veterans and the spouses, our military communities, because I think VBOC was the last resource partners that was added in. And it just to share a little secret, I didn't realize that VBOC was in place until I actually got to Florida in 2012. So I was just sharing information. And then I just noticed that it was, a lot of people not talking about the VBOC. They would mention SCORE, SBDC, and the Women's Business Center. Then me being a veterans rep, wait a minute, there's one more. So I'm glad to, be the Veterans Business Development Officer, to be able to share information, work close with our VBOC to help our military communities. But no, Jack, you covered it. And hopefully that information is going to direct someone that's looking to work with VBOC.
Yes, and here's just a quick slide on how to contact the Florida VBOC office. So please do get in touch with us. I don't want to reel on, but was at an outreach event and sat with a couple who went through an actual company and paid them to start their business for them. And they were not aware that there was a VBOC that was in the state of Florida. and it was right here in Panama City. So they actually went out, paid someone, had someone get all of the financing together for them, write their business plan. And that's what we're here for. We're at no cost. We were at no cost. Okay.
Jack,
Any
one thing, you may want to check the chat and check the spelling on the free templates.
Free templates, yes.
Check your spelling.
Okay. Sorry, that was real quick. Yes, but that was free templates. Free templates. I'm gonna, yes, I switched computers, but thank you. Yes, did want to show that that was available.
And do you guys have any questions for Jack? He supplied the contact information. If there's anyone that wants to get directly to the website with the VBOC, you do have the information listed. You might want to just go on there and just kind of do your research to see if VBOC is who you want to align yourself up with to help you to either start or grow your business. But again, we still have time for a few more questions. We don't want to rush anyone off. We're thankful that you guys did tune in today, because you guys could have been anywhere else, but you were here with us, helping us celebrate and kick off our first National Veteran Small Business Week event that we do have scheduled for this week and next week. So, questions, comments?
Come on, I know there's some questions out there.
Don't be shy.
Bring them up. Yeah, don't be shy. The Boots to Business is just a tremendous program, right? 2-day workshop, 8 modules, 4 each day. And as Jack said, it goes through like a variety of different things, whether it's legal considerations, financing your venture, intro to business planning, again, touching more on that business plan. And these guys do a great job. That they have a lot of talented and, well-trained people that, have run businesses, that still currently run businesses, that teach these modules. CJ's taught modules before on, financing your venture. In addition, they just have a great staff up there. And so, definitely I would recommend reaching out to them. They've helped countless small veteran-owned small businesses. Can't say enough good things about that resource partner with Jack and his group there. But,
I will definitely have to say that the Boots to Business is an amazing program. I've done both. I've done the first part, which is the 2-day course, and the 6-week
follow
course.
on. All right, great. Glad to hear that.
Cool,
And thanks
yeah.
for sharing that.
That was amazing. And they introduced
Okay.
me to the live plan, and that's how I built my business plan, piece by
Wow.
piece. They were real good in explaining how to build it and what needs to be in it.
Okay, great. Thank you for sharing that. And since we don't know what everyone is positioned, we talked about the Boost to Business. We're in Florida, so there's Boost to Business trainings being delivered all around the country. And also we do Boost to Business in some areas overseas. I'm glad to be a part of that as well. I call that our international program. So if there's anyone that's interested, because you keep hearing, what is Boost to Business? If you reach out to us, we can share you the link, so that way you can look on the calendar to see the trainings that's held within this area and around the country. You don't have to travel anywhere, because some of them are online, and those that are, close to you, you can attend in person. And there's also the reboots that's not attached to a military installation, that could be in person or also online. But thank you for sharing that information about attending the Boost to Business and the follow along class.
Hey, Jack, real quick, when's the next one at McDill?
It is actually happening the day after tomorrow.
Okay, nice. And then
They have
there's
requested a special.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Very
Which
cool.
we were able to actually help with them. So
Okay.
yes, the 2nd through the 3rd.
Very good. And then what about Patrick's Space Force Base? I know you guys do them there as well too.
Patrick's Space Force Base in Melbourne. The next one is going to be in December.
Okay,
and
December.
You can always go to our website And we have all of those listed on our calendar.
Okay, okay. And for those that want follow-on training from, like after completion of the Boots to Business, there, I know that there's follow-on training that's offered by one of the universities. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So we had an individual who spoke on the phone, and thank you so much, in the conference. So once you complete the Boots to Business course, you automatically, or you get a certificate of completion. And with that certificate of completion, you can take an online course. It's 6 weeks. It's facilitated by Mississippi State University, and they actually sit down and write out with you a business plan. So it's 6 weeks, 2 days, hour and a half. Encourage you, after you go through the Boots to Business, to sign up. And you're right, they take you through business planning from the very beginning to the very end, so that you will have a working business plan after completing that course.
Right.
Wow.
And you
Awesome.
don't have to do the follow along right after Boost to Business. If you complete both days, your information will still be in the system, so you can go back to say, hey, I'm ready. So I just wanted to share that. And that training is for that service member, including the spouse. So we don't want spouses to think, can I attend Boost to Business? Even though there has been a program created specifically for spouses, but you guys can still attend the Boost to Business at the military installations.
Yeah,
So
I have a question. This is Josiah Davis. I'm in the Tampa Bay area. So my question is more back. I'm going back on the franchising space because I was introduced to a franchise through Vetrepreneurs. So more of my questions are about timelines and questions to ask the SBA lenders that that I get introduced to, that I'm kind of working, because you talked about fees being reduced. I heard some of that, or fees being not having to be paid because if you're a service disabled veterans. Did they know these things, or these questions we ask them up front?
Well, for the most part, they know these things because that's what they do, and the fees are basically entered into our platform called eTran, and it's automatically occupies what the loan is going to be. Is your loan particularly going to be over $1 million?
No, it's good. It's not. It's only 300,000.
Well, yeah. So basically, the SBA they have no fees under a loan that's under $3 million. Now, that being said, a lender can charge you a packaging fee to basically if there's real estate, of course they're going to charge you for the appraisal. They're going to charge you for their support staff type of fee or institutional fee for that, which maybe are fairly incidental. But that being said, you want to shop that deal. You want to make sure that you understand the type of transaction or the type.
I see
Another
just
lender, and
Okay.
lenders. I know lenders don't like that type of you shopping their deal, but it's up to you to get the best deal. You're going to be negotiating that deal for your benefit, and to make sure the pricing may not be the most important thing. On top, your relationship with the bank may also be a factor where you're willing to pay, that extra half a point or $500, or $1,000 to get the service level that one bank is going to offer. So it's a little complicated, but make sure that you're not making a decision solely on the pricing. Take into account person you're dealing with, the strength of the banking institution or credit union. Make sure that you basically analyze all that information and ask those questions. Ask the hard questions. Why should I be banking with you?
Right. And CJ, did you share Lender Match?
Yes,
I
I
don't
did.
recall. Oh, you did?
Yes,
Okay.
I
So
did.
you can always use lender match instead of going to bank A and bank B. But again, you want to, as CJ mentioned, you want to ask those questions. And we don't want anyone walking into a lending institution asking anything for SBA. You want a small business loan because that bank is going to decide the right path for you in that business. So again, it's about building that relationships, working with the SBA resource partners. Even though you're ready for funding, you can still, I mean, I think you said you already working with the VBOC. So that's great. But what we don't want is someone to go to a lending institution and to be told you're not bank ready. So again, if there's questions that you still have for us before you actually get in front of that lender, please let us know so we can try our best to assist you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. And it's 3:33, so I think we did great as far as time. I know, Ron, you're going to share a couple of more things. So I'm going to let you go ahead because I have one more thing that I want to share, but go ahead, Ron.
All right, great. Hey, thank you, Natalie. And again, I'd just like to, thank our speakers, Jack and CJ. CJ, that was a lot of great information you provided us in the firms, with guidance, on how to, find additional capital for their venture. And Jack, thanks for the resources. Providing the information on the Veterans Business Outreach Center, can express how great of a resource partner you guys are and what you do for us. And, Natalie, thank you, for organizing this and putting this together. And I'd like to, lastly, kind of thank our veterans. That's why we're here today.
Yeah.
And we are so thankful for you guys with everything that you do. There's a lot of sacrifice. We know that some of you, may spend 9 to 12 months away from home on, whether it's missions or, deployments or even out in the field or at sea. You guys sacrifice a lot, and so do your families while you or your spouse are gone. So thank you for that. And, so we've, just again, thank you. And so we've got some resources up here on the screen, to find out more information on SBA and its resource partners, feel free to, follow us on Twitter, check us out online, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you also have our South and North Florida district office emails to hit us up with any questions. But with that, thank you, Natalie. Natalie, if you have any pending comments.
Okay, thank you, everyone. So the last thing I wanted to share is National Small Business Week Awards is open. I'm excited to say that. So for all you small business owners, you have to already be in business. There's an opportunity for you to compete in a category for your district office. The top award is Small Business Person of the Year. There's other categories: minority, small business, veteran, women-owned, rural small business. We also have small business advocate and small business companies that can. I said that wrong. I'm gonna just delete that. I can't understand my handwriting. I get so excited sometimes. But if you're in business, please go to either the South Florida District Office website or the North Florida District Office website. So that way you can see the category guidelines. So if you meet those guidelines, please submit so you're able to fly your flag. Other than SBA helping you to either start or grow your business, recover your business, we also want to give you this opportunity to compete for one of those categories. And then the following year, next year in May, there's an opportunity that is National Small Business Week where all the winners from around the country will be able to, rub elbows together and just, share their stories on their success. So again, if there's a small business owner that's interested in throwing their business name in the hat, you can go on either the South Florida District Office website, North Florida District Office website, or if you're not located in Florida, wherever you're located, get to SBA.gov, navigate to your local SBA district office so you can see the link for the National Small Business Week Award So that way you can get to the guidelines. Hopefully, we have some businesses that's online that's planning on submitting, and you have until December the 7th. Again, you can self-nominate or someone can nominate you. So I just wanted to share that. Thank everyone, because if you guys didn't click on today, we would have been here by ourselves. So again, thank you. Thank you, Jack, again, CJ and Ron, for the collaboration. If you guys don't have any more questions, we will let you go. And enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah.
Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you, and goodbye, everyone.
Thank you,
you,
Ron.
everyone.
Thank you,
Bye,
Jack.
everyone. Absolutely. Take care, everyone.